We're dealing.
That was speaking of ads that had a chokehold on us growing up.
We're dealing.
We're dealing. Was that just a local thing?
Yeah, because it was
that our car dealership.
It was
right?
Scott Clark Toyota, maybe?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Or was it somewhere in Huntersville?
We're dealing.
I just feel like all the car places were like, and coming to Huntersville. Da, 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 da.
Yeah. Oh, they're still, I can hear them shouting at me.
Yeah.
I thought, gosh, should I go get a car?
Yeah, right now from Huntersville because we're dealing.
Um,
If you've noticed, it looks a little different here. Our YouTube watchers.
yes, and I am going to put this on YouTube.
Yeah, because all 13 of you are clamoring for the videos. But yeah, if you're noticing how it looks a little bit different, that is because we were evicted
We were evicted
out of our old space.
of my old property into
Yes.
this new property.
Because it's like you want to make money off that property or something, I guess. You want to rent the house out again, fine. If anyone's looking for a house in Matthews,
Yeah, we
I guess
already-
we could have been.
When I tell you, we listed for the rental,
Uh-huh.
and within hours had multiple applications come through.
Is that how desperate people are for homes?
Yes, and we were a little bit
Oh, boy.
worried because in that neighborhood, when we first were looking at doing this, we could see 5 or 6 other rentals listed.
Mhm.
But it was good because it gave us an idea of like how much people are willing to pay.
Sure.
But we're like, crap, is this just going to be saturated?
Yeah.
Then when we looked to list ours, all of those were gone.
Wow.
So we thought, oh, well, maybe people are in the market also before school starts.
Oh, okay. So people are moving here in the summer. Oh, that was the rush.
Yeah, so Matt was kind of like, okay, by August 1st, I need this to happen.
Oh, that's amazing.
And so he lists it and just boom, boom, boom through the day. They're just pouring in.
Amazing.
So now it's just finding the right person.
Yes.
I'll tell you what you got to find when you're trying to rent a place. Someone that's going to stick around for a long time.
Absolutely, because you don't want to have to be going through this year after year after
No.
year. But you're locked into
Painting.
what, a year long?
Yes. So we have typically done, like in the townhouse, we've done a 24-month lease and people are willing and then they just stay on past it. I mean, we are thankful that in the past we've had long-term renters. I'm like, great. Live here as long as you want.
Please.
I won't even increase the rent,
No.
even if technically we should, because it's easier to just have someone here.
And not have to swap them out and then
Yes.
all the repairs.
And like
the
a
this
low
and that.
maintenance person,
Yes.
someone who's not calling us all of the time. Not that we
Yeah.
don't want to help you, but it's just like, you can change the light bulb, like
Oh, yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Okay, got it.
So anyway, you guys, we were evicted.
Yeah, they want to get another renter in there, which we understand. I understand.
Yes.
And so that
here
left
we
us
are.
on this like search of where do we go?
Yeah.
And we had some very clever suggestions.
Yeah.
My favorite one was renting a storage cube.
Yes.
Like like in a storage hub thing.
Yeah.
What are those? A storage
Unit.
unit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But in an air conditioned one.
An air conditioned one, so we could go in there and not sweat as much as we typically do, I guess.
Yes.
Because y'all know we're always so hot.
But how nice is it in here?
It's real cold in here 'cause we're in the basement.
Not hear us anymore for the foreseeable future complain about being hot.
Hopefully.
I know y'all are sick of hearing it.
Yeah, probably.
I'm not because I think it's funny.
Yeah.
But
And
I am
funny's
very
funny.
excited to be cool down here.
It is very cold down here. Almost where I was like, should I get a little blanket?
I know. I thought that too. I'm like, should I get a little?
Be a little cozy?
I think when the winter months are coming, we do. We do get little blankets down
Oh,
here.
for sure. And maybe someone will want to sponsor us. Maybe there's a blanket company.
A blanket.
that
If
wants
you own
to-
a blanket company and
Yeah,
you're
and you
listening,
want. Mhm.
please reach out before all the other blanket companies reach
Yeah,
out.
because there's going to be so many that you don't even want to have to worry about competition. Don't. And you
Don't.
you won't have to because we're going to pick you. But yeah, it feels so good down here in your basement. So this is part of the big basement reveal renovation that they did with Artfully Designed when Kristen was on that TV show.
Yes, y'all. And so now, I mean, Matt was kind of like, we have this beautiful space. So where we are in the spare bedroom we have down here. And it's a nice big bedroom. It's got tall ceilings.
Yeah.
How often is someone sleeping down here? Twice a year.
I was probably the last person
Yes.
to sleep in this bed.
I think you were. I think on New Year's, you were.
Joshua and I slept here.
People just aren't staying down here a ton. And so we just said, let's just stick it in here. And so we did a little backdrop.
Yeah.
We hung the sign.
Yeah.
We have the candle lit.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
We're doing it. Thank you so much for doing all this. I had no clue she was doing this.
Y'all know I like to surprise.
Yeah, she's like, well, we're getting things moved out of Hope House. I'm like, let me know what I can do. Let me know what I can do. Let me know what I can do. Do we need to find a storage unit? Do we need to do this, do that? She's like, no, let me think on it. Let me think on it. So, and we had tossed around a few ideas. I think we already talked about that on this here podcast.
Yes.
But this is amazing. And it matches the room already.
It does.
All these are the colors in the room.
The color scheme of this room is like these tealy chairs and this blush curtain work we're doing. It works great. So
and I get to stare at this beautiful design.
Yeah.
I get to stare at this amazing wallpaper. Shout out to Natalie Papier.
And this artwork that you got for me.
Love that freaking artwork.
When you walked by that in a live on Instagram, I said, rewind. Go back to whatever that was.
She took a screenshot of my live and said, go get this for me. I think that's me. And felt. So I go to the woman's booth and I'm like, oh, my friend would like this this picture. It looks just like her. She loves Western wear. She loves a braid.
Yes.
She's got red hair, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, well, that's Beyonce. Let me go get it. Hold on.
I'm like, you guy, who am I to be like, oh, that's so me? Yeah, show the people. Okay, you guy, if you're watching, here I am. But y'all, is this not giving me with a tan?
No, it is.
With a tan.
Absolutely, it is giving
the
you.
red lip.
Yeah.
The red braids. Y'all know I love jewelry. I love a big
statement necklace.
An off the shoulder top. I have this top.
You probably have all of this.
I actually do. I'm going to recreate.
Okay, we need to do that, and we need to do a reel. Like art imitating life imitating art. And it was just so funny because the girl's like, oh my gosh, does your friend look just like Beyonce?
It's like, well, no.
No, she doesn't. But
you're like,
well, Beyonce adjacent?
Yes.
Depending on the outfit and the hair and the jewelry, I guess. So I ran back and I got that for Kristen. And it's in this room and it's so great.
Yes. When Natalie was designing the space, she said, if you do have things that you really would like to incorporate, and I had little bits and bobs here that, I thought she could use. But then I thought, I never hung that Beyonce picture because I never felt any space was worthy of it. Do you know what I mean? I need it to be in a place where people can see it. I need it to match the room. Very specific. Bada bing, bada boom. So here we go.
Yes, and I got to enjoy it on New Year's.
Yes, you did.
And
fall asleep.
No one's been here since, so they're really enjoying it.
So here we are. We're in our
new studio space.
Yeah.
So are you saying this will work? You think long term?
I think so.
Is it free? I love that because then you can be doing your hair and makeup
up to the 11th hour.
Exactly, and then all you have to do is walk downstairs. I don't have to think. And somehow you still got Starbucks today.
Okay, this is from Matt.
Okay.
But guys, I got to say this real quick.
Okay.
This is important. Oh my gosh.
Important.
This is electric chair.
Oh.
Okay. I need y'all to know. I've talked to y'all about the Starbucks caffeine. It's not for me.
Yeah.
Not just UTIs, okay? Not that I've had one it's been a long time. But what I'm saying is it's my heart rate. It's the sweating. Okay, 2 days ago, Matt and I are out and about. It's 2:00. We go to Starbucks. He can drink a mocha. He's fine.
Yeah.
I think I'm not even going to mess with chai. I'm not even going to do that. It's 2 p.m. I get a Starbucks refresher. It's a little fruity drink.
Oh, no. No, those are jacked with caffeine, right?
I didn't know that.
Oh, I thought that they had to put a sign up because people were giving these refreshers to their children.
Okay. I think that was also happening at Panera Bread.
Yes, it was happening at Panera Bread for sure.
Someone died at Panera Bread from drinking their green tea.
Yes, they have like these, what are they called? Charged up or something.
And so people were mixing them. These college students would come in and like get the charge ups.
Yeah.
And literally someone had a heart attack.
Yes.
So now when you go to Panera, there's a sign.
There's a sign. So for some reason.
Sorry, I'm not laughing about someone dying. It's just like, how are we at this place where a fountain drink is so jazzed up that people are dropping dead in Panera?
Yeah, they are. So I thought for some reason that maybe Starbucks had to do something similar with these refreshers.
I mean, I did look. I kind of looked up at the thing. Okay, I could see where they've got the sizes. They put the calories. But there was nothing that said, and I because I've been giving these to Tinsley over the summer.
Oh, boy.
And she never reported feeling, jazzed up.
Oh.
And so I drink this I sip on it. So from 2 to 4 p.m. I'm telling you, my last sips were at 4 p.m.
And you
want to know what I was doing 2 nights ago at 1 a.m., 2 a.m.,
Not
3 a.m.?
sleeping.
Not sleeping.
No, you weren't.
My heart. So I literally in the night Google do Starbucks refreshers have caffeine? Like, if I could have written it in that tone of voice, I would have. Do these have caffeine?
Yeah. Huh?
Sure enough, 50 milligrams of green tea caffeine.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
what a mistake. So this is just
Yeah.
my PSA to you all. Don't give them to your children. And don't drink it past, I would say, noon.
Yeah, don't. I'm a very, very strict parent when it comes to caffeine.
Yeah, so am I.
Very strict.
Every once in a while, will I let Tristan have a Coke Zero?
Yeah.
Maybe. But even in my house growing up, my parents would give us Sprite.
Yeah, that is.
We were not drinking Dr. Pepper and all of that. No.
No caffeine whatsoever. In my house growing up, my parents drank black coffee. Like they love black coffee. But I didn't like it at all. I tried coffee several times. I've tried to make it work. I really have.
Yeah.
I have to add so much to it to make it palatable that I'm over my caloric intake.
Yeah.
By 8 a.m. at
worth
Starbucks. It's not worth it. I can't do it. And I still don't even really love the taste.
Did y'all drink sodas growing up at home?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
But no, my parents didn't bring anything into the house except for water and milk.
Yeah.
There were no sodas, no juices,
No sweet
tea, no lemonade,
Wow.
no nothing.
We had 2-liter bottles of Sprite. That was kind of like a treat, a thing that we could drink, but it was just not it. We just weren't a soda family.
No, we weren't. My parents don't have the money. That's
That's
extracurricular. Like that would be so far and above the budget.
Yes.
Is to now just be stocking
Yes.
sodas and juices and things. No. But, as they got older, it was like, okay, Capri Suns or something like that.
Yeah.
Like as we hit our teenage years, we were allowed to have some of that.
But
or
don't they-
Gatorade or
Yeah.
whatever, like for sports.
Yes. Oh, and all the kids are into the Prime. And again, it's not even that it's that great. It's just popular.
I don't.
People are so good at marketing things now.
They are good at marketing things. And that's why it's on us as parents to just say, no, we're not doing that.
And Prime is expensive, y'all.
We've always been able to come back to like, we do not have the money for that.
Yeah.
We do not have the money to buy all these fancy drinks and the tumblers and whatever the thing is. And so we've always stood by. They're like, you will be fine with generic.
Yeah.
You do not need Lululemon.
And if it is something that you really, really need or want, you can save up for it.
You can save up for it, ask for it for Christmas. It can be your want or your need.
That's
it can
right.
be your wear.
Yeah.
It can be your read.
Read the tag on the Lululemon.
But this just the prime and feeling like you need to buy your kids all these things, like really break down that price every day.
I know.
Every day
Every
you are
day.
spending $10-20 on liquid?
No. When we can
Absolutely never.
just get water out of the fridge.
Get water, maybe a little bit of milk if you want it, but that's it. We are not playing that game. We've never played the game, and neither of my kids drink any kind of coffee.
Does caffeine stunt growth? Or
That's what they say.
I think that it is, because I did learn when we went to Ecuador years ago. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Tinsley was 2 or 3. Tristan was 14 months younger than that.
Yep.
And what we learned, so a lot of folks in the South American, Central American region are smaller, but I believe it's in Ecuador. They are very, very small, like very small people.
Mhm.
And we found out because we had visited an orphanage, just like wanting to get to know these folks and what they do and like support and all of that. And they told us, this is very shocking, that because caffeine and coffee, it does fill your belly. It makes you feel full. People use it as like a diet.
Yep.
They would fill their baby bottles with coffee and they would suckle on that.
Yep.
The babies were suckling on coffee, and we're talking
Infants.
Central American coffee.
Yeah, which is jacked. Have y'all ever seen Khloe Kardashian, that episode of The Kardashians where she tried Colombian coffee for the first time? Or was it Cuban?
Oh,
Maybe
Cuban.
It was Cuban. And she was like, I'm nicking for it. I need to get more.
Yes.
Like driving around at 3 a.m. trying to find a place open.
So think about like babies drinking this, but that is why they don't grow as fast or as much. So anyway, I've always had that in my head, and I'm just like, if my kiddos are wanting to grow and be tall, like Tristan, you shouldn't be having Coke Zero.
No.
At all.
Let's not be downing caffeine.
Let's just not.
Also, it jacks you up and then you crash. And is this just what we're wanting for our kids, right? Is that what we're wanting? I also am a very firm believer. I don't want to start something that I have to quit.
No.
I never want to create a habit that I have to break.
Yeah.
So anytime I'm about to start something, I'm like, am I in this for the long haul or am I not? And so I feel like caffeine is very much that way. Like it's a slippery slope.
Yes.
You start out, you get a little bit of the latte or the this or the that. Then you're drinking, cups and cups and cups of coffee. And I don't know, like I think I've talked about it. It also, the trope of like, you can't talk to me until I've had my coffee.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to hear from a single person until I've had my coffee.
Wait, it's the no coffee, no talkie.
Yeah, no coffee, no talkie. Like, I don't know. I don't love that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like that. Like,
Well, and we aren't necessarily morning people.
No.
But I'm just kind of like, some days I don't have a coffee in the morning. I just need to like walk around and wake up. I need
Yeah.
to wash my face. You know what I will say?
Yeah.
Don't talk to me before. My eye patches.
yeah.
My eye patches.
That's you.
They're ice cold in my fridge.
Yep.
And I need it on my face so that I can literally open my eyes.
Yeah.
I
Immediately wake up.
I have to have it to open my eyes. I'm addicted.
You use eye patches every morning, right?
Every morning.
Single.
If someone were to ask me what's something you do every single day without fail, it's eye patches.
Wow.
That's my only answer.
The only time I do them is when I'm with you. So, yeah, that makes sense.
I have to have them. If I travel,
Yeah.
we went down to Costa
Yep.
and I had them on my face.
Yep. I never took any from you then.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I did not.
Oh.
I never took any. I wasn't seeing you early enough. You were in your
enough.
separate area.
Yeah.
I was pissing in my chamber pot. I was not. Wow. The fact I've really gotten some strong feedback about that.
You have? Tell me.
I have. I've got some strong feedback. People thinking I am extremely gross. extremely gross. That
People just felt
it's
you
disrespectful. It's disrespectful to the house. God
Wait, are
forbid
people
someone
DMing you on our page or on your page about this?
No, there's some of them are saying it to my face.
Ooh.
Yeah. And just like I can't believe that you would do that to a bowl that was in a kitchen. Other people could be eating out of that bowl at some point, and I'm kind of like, y'all realize like raw chicken,
Oh, yeah.
raw meat
which
goes
to
in
me-
a lot of these bowls, and like you assume that they're being cleaned properly, and thus you then eat out of them the next time. Like urine is actually probably less harmful.
Yes, it is. Than a raw chicken.
Than a raw chicken juice or something. So
I am
let's just calm down.
I am so freaked out by raw chicken.
Are you? Why?
I don't know. And maybe you can like help my mind with
Let
this
me help
right
you
here,
with
right
this.
now.
Yeah, let's do it.
When I cook, and I cook a lot of chicken.
I know
so
you do.
obviously when it comes to steak and that kind of stuff, there's not as big of a risk. So I'm
Okay.
not as stressed about it. But when I cook with chicken and I'm, let's say, chopping it up, I'm getting the fat off, and my hands, my fingernails are just in the chicken.
Yeah.
I obsessively wash my hands. Okay, so I moved it from this to this bowl. Okay, I'm washing. Now I've maybe used a spoon to stir in the mix. Okay, now I'm washing. Now I take it out to the grill. Okay, I might have gotten a little juice on there. Wash. Then whatever thing I'm using to flip it on the grill, after I've done the first flip, I get rid of that.
What?
I get rid of that and I get a new one.
Okay.
I am so stressed out about salmonella from the chicken.
I think that again, Salmonella has a great PR team. Okay, let's talk about things. Let's talk about things that have a great PR team. Things that we were so stressed out about because we just heard it constantly. Like, how worried were you about going to the Bermuda Triangle?
Very,
Very worried. How worried were you about quicksand?
very.
Okay, so they have great PR teams. I think that's the only thing I can come to.
And marine biologists.
Thank you so much. And so something happened where there's just these things that just sear in our brain.
Can I tell you where it started with me now
Tell
that
me.
you're saying this?
Yeah, so it had to be something.
I can tell you exactly.
Okay.
Y'all, you just unlocked this. Okay. When I was in, let's say, college, this is when Clorox and Lysol wipes came out.
Okay, yes. Oh, and they would say they reduced the 98% chance of salmonella, and that you remember the woman's hand and there was the chicken juice
Yup.
on the counter.
That's what this is
is
what it was. So they show a woman wiping her counter with a regular cloth, okay? And what they did is then they imposed her rubbing her counter down with a chicken cutlet.
Yeah.
A chicken cutlet. Her hand was rubbing her counter down with a chicken cutlet. And I thought,
Right.
this will never be me.
Wait.
And I ran and bought Clorox wipes.
I thought what they showed.
I swear it was
I would have bet my life that they took a regular paper towel and she went like this and it kind of showed these little germy chicken juicy salmonellas.
No, she's wiping it down with a chicken
and
cutlet.
then they did.
I swear to you.
We will find this commercial.
I swear.
For the receipts, we will try to find this. But y'all, that is when it started.
Yeah.
Because they were like, reduces your risk of salmonella by 98.9%.
Yes.
Da, 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 da. Okay, let me tell you, again, someone who did own a food-based business.
That's what I'm
have
saying.
had to be through many food safety things
Yeah.
and all of that. Okay. I understand that we do need to be careful about chicken.
Yes.
Okay? We do need to be careful. But the idea that like even... not using the same tongs because they put it, but if those tongs are then touching the cooked chicken and you're flipping them, then whatever tiny remnant of juice is on there is being flipped over onto the grill. And so then it's still cooking. So then you're flipping it again and then it's cooking. By then, anything that was on the tong is off. There's no more remnants.
Are we
and even
sure?
if they are, they're microscopic. You would have to ingest a pretty significant amount of either rancid cooked chicken, so something that already had it in it before.
Okay.
And then it was cooked, and then you ingested it. Or it would have to be a lot of raw juice. A lot. We're not talking about a drop on a tong. That's not what we're talking about.
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how much of the juice needs to be ingested for it to be harmful.
I mean, but also that chicken would have to have salmonella.
Okay, so we don't even know which chickens have salmonella.
Correct.
Huh.
So raw chicken alone, I don't believe that it's inherently filled with salmonella.
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay, let me think about this. Let me Google,
Yeah.
does all raw chicken have salmonella?
Yeah, find out because I know the podcasts want to know.
Does all raw chicken have salmonella? Raw chicken can be contaminated with salmonella. If you eat raw or undercooked, it could lead to it. It could. You could also get sick from eating other foods, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah.
It's still not a guarantee.
And if my memory serves correctly, it wasn't that it all has it. It's that it could.
Yeah.
And so that's why we cook it to eliminate any chance whatsoever.
Well, that's, with pregnant women, they say, oh, don't have sushi. Not because all the sushi, the raw fish could be is contaminated. It's that you could maybe get a piece. But
Correct.
Here's as we're talking about this, y'all.
How-
For how many thousands of years have humans been cooking chicken?
Okay, here it is. In fact, about 1 in every 25 packages of chicken at the grocery store are contaminated with salmonella.
Okay, 1 in 25.
So this is what I'm saying. Not all raw chicken has salmonella.
Okay.
That's not the problem. It's that there could be a contamination 1 in every 25, which, okay, I understand that might feel like a lot. So that's why you cook it and that's why you're safe with it.
Yeah.
But the idea that all raw chicken has salmonella is not true.
It's not true.
And I just need people to know that. And I think that will give their heart a little bit of peace.
But think about this. Okay, back in medieval times,
Yes.
we know they were slinging chicken cutlets. Y'all know that they were. That the chicken, I think, was probably
Slinging cutlets.
slinging cutlets.
Mm-hmm.
They were eating more chicken than probably any other food.
Correct.
Unless you're living on the Mediterranean, you're eating a lot of fish.
Correct.
But what I'm saying is it's easy to raise chickens. Chickens are available.
Yes,
Cut them up, cook them up.
that's right. And how many of these people were
They
just-
didn't have Clorox wipes.
Right, exactly. That's why I need y'all to relax. Go back to the olden days. Yes, were people dying of things? Of course they were dying of things. When we know better, we do better. Yes, but this idea
They didn't
that
have
we
Clorox wipes, though.
No, they didn't.
Like
And
the kings of days gone by,
they did not.
Henry, he lived a real long time, and I
Yes.
know he was eating swans. Yeah. He was eating pheasants. He was eating birds he probably shouldn't be eating, and he was fine.
Correct.
And they were probably using a wooden cutting board
Correct.
because plastic didn't exist.
They did not have disinfectants and stuff. People are just too paranoid now.
are too paranoid.
Because
And-
these PR companies.
But are our systems also so much more sensitive now because we've overloaded with the antibiotics and the cleaning products and all of this? We can't even handle a little germ.
That's why I don't.
That's why you don't.
And that's why I have a stomach of steel.
And that's why you are splashing in the Porta-John.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. Nothing is that's not what's going to take me out.
No.
We know this. It's going to be funny, okay?
Yeah.
A fridge will fall on me and crush me.
Yes.
A vending machine, maybe. Something like that. It's going to be a giggly story.
It's going to be a freak accident.
It's going to be a freak accident. It's not, and this is not going to age well if I get food poisoning and die. I do cut my chicken on a plastic cutting board.
Yeah, same.
I do, wash my hands. I am trying to be careful about it.
Yeah.
Don't hear me say I'm not. But I'm also not paranoid.
Yeah.
We need to I'm worried about your heart.
Yeah.
I'm worried about the stress that people are going through in order to I think we talked about this when we talked about like the toxic stuff. And how there are people who are constantly like crunchy moms.
Yes, yes.
And it's like, well, where does that end? Because everything could be dangerous.
It's the truth.
Everything in the environment could be terrifying.
Yeah.
And so where do you decide to at some point, this is affecting how I'm living a happy life.
Yeah.
And I have to let go of some
Well,
of that.
I'm having to do more dishes because I'm changing out the tongs every 5 minutes on my Blackstone.
I don't think you need to do that. I really,
Okay.
really.
Maybe I just, you know what? Maybe I just make some chicken
Yeah.
for myself.
Okay.
Okay, just
Yeah.
for me. I'm not trying to put my family at risk.
You're not going to put your family.
I'm just saying I'll experiment.
Okay.
And just, I'm not going to wipe my counter with a chicken cutlet, but I will use one pair of tongs.
Okay. You can use, I do love a plastic cutting board for when you're cutting up chicken. When you're marinating things in a plastic container,
Yeah.
all makes sense, right? When you then stir something up, you're stirring the marinade
Yeah,
and everything.
with the spatula.
Just you can throw that one in the sink. That's fine. I understand that. But the idea of I'm putting something on with these tongs and flipping them and going and getting new tongs, you really don't have to do that because the sides that you're touching are getting cooked.
Okay.
They're getting cooked. And by the end, that tong has so little. And again, that chicken might not even be the one with salmonella. You're cooking it all the way through.
It's a 1 in
You aren't
25.
getting salmonella from that drop off the tong. You're getting it from it either having it and then it being undercooked. So there are so many things that have to happen. You have to buy the package that has the salmonella. You have to undercook that chicken or eat it raw. And then you have to have enough of it that it actually gives you food poisoning. And then even then, you're just going to puke and diarrhea.
I know. Which we've talked about.
Not the worst.
It's not the worst.
I love getting a good clean out of my system.
You're going to feel flushed out, very thin, not
thin.
bloated. It
Go-
is nice.
Go have your headshots that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you gotten those back?
I have.
Do you love them?
I love them.
Yay!
I love them.
I've been wondering if you got them.
I did. And I got them while I was at, I think, Disney or something. So I got them in the hectic chaos of last week.
Yeah.
Of all the travel, of all the things. And so I was supposed to write her back with my 3 favorites, and then she does edits on those.
Oh.
And then you get a certain amount of them. And then if I want to pay an extra little bit, then I get all of them. And I think
Sure.
I'm just going to do that.
Just do all options.
And I don't want to think about it. I don't want to pour through there and be like, okay, this one.
Also, you don't want to have to do this again for probably a while.
You're right. I
After
might
the
as well.
drama of last time with the hair.
Yeah.
And it felt stressful. So I would just give yourself lots of options.
You're right. And I even thought ahead. I mean, I brought a cute little Christmas wreath.
I
so did
saw.
all that. I really tried hard to think.
I thought to think this time, even though your hair was snapped off, I truly am like, she still pulled that off.
I
by
did.
1 p.m. Well, really, you had to get ready before that.
Yeah.
So let's say by noon, you had it figured out.
I pulled it off, babe. I always do.
Have people listened to that episode yet?
I just listened to it on the way here.
Yeah. It's still pretty shocking.
It is shocking. And I have some pictures and I will share them to the stories.
I think people are going to want to see what you're talking about because anyone seeing you out in the wild is not thinking, oh, all your hair snapped off. They just think you got a rad haircut.
Nope. I don't. I mean, I do. We made it work, but it's not the intention. The intention was not to have to do this. And that's okay.
That's okay. Okay, do you want to start our new format or are we still in catnap era?
We're still in catnap because it's still the summer.
It is still
and
summer.
when we launch back
For
back
season
to school,
4.
Season 4.
Okay, y'all, we're just going to tell y'all.
Yeah.
Season 4, we're going to have a little bit of a new format with what we do here. We're going to nail down exactly how that's going to sound to y'all.
Yeah.
But we are excited about it.
So excited.
And
we're going to be business women. Season 4, by season 4, we are really going to hit this businesswoman era.
Yes.
Because it's time to get serious.
It's time to get serial. And we feel excited about giving you guys even more expectation of what you can be excited you're going to listen to every time you turn on this podcast.
Exactly.
We want you to kind of have a vision of what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Each time.
I think that we've listened to enough other podcasts. So we love podcasts. We listen to podcasts. That's why we decided to start one because, we love Absolutely Not Heather's and we love Danny Pellegrino's. And so we listen to a lot of the same podcasts and then we listen to different ones. There are some you listen to and that I listen to.
Yes.
And we feel like we have done enough market research now to see what is working for all of them where they're getting huge deals and advertisers and signed with platforms and things like that. And so they all at least have formatted their episodes and it seems like that's what people love.
Yeah.
So maybe we should do that too. And so we are excited. We have something coming. It's in the works and we are businesswomen. Ooh. And I never want people to forget that.
When you said market research, wow.
Did it titillate your titties? Yeah.
That is a business word.
Thank you so much. I'm so corporate.
You are Look at us. We do one episode on being corporate girlies.
Yeah.
And now we are.
So I'm excited about it. And I will give a shout out. Should I give a shout out? To the toast.
The toast.
The toast. I'm just I've always known of Claudia and Jackie.
Yeah.
Okay. Claudia, girl with no job, influencer on Instagram, and I've always kind of known her as that.
She's been around
very long time.
She's been doing the Instagram game a long time.
Yes. And then she has a sister Jackie, just like I have a sister Jackie.
Yeah.
Just put 2 and 2 together. 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
So she has a sister Jackie. Now Jackie I only found through her wedding. So Jackie Oshry had quite the wedding. The New York socialite wedding.
Yes.
And it was fantastic. And I loved it. And so I've kind of always been like looking at the girls.
Yeah.
Like seeing them, their sisters, they just seem great. But I never listened to their podcast, The Toast, until very recently. And I said, I'm gonna give these girls a try. Somebody had shared an episode that they had put out. Maybe Sarah Sheeler, somebody.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going to listen to it and just see. And they are so good at what they do. They're so good.
And y'all, they're releasing daily episodes. And I think actually that is what had held me back from becoming like a full-time listener with them. Was just like, can I commit every single day to listening to this? And also, sometimes I worry about if I'm just jumping into a podcast, am I missing some of the inside jokes? And I get that can be really frustrating as a listener.
Yep.
But you said in your long drive to Canada, and I guess on the way back to
Montreal. And on the way back too, I told Kristen, I said, I'm starting to check out The Toast. I'm listening to them. I haven't subscribed. I'm not downloading anything.
Yeah.
I'm just popping here and there.
Yeah.
Okay, popping in. And listening to them to see, like, do we vibe?
Yeah.
Is this what I want to listen to? And I thought maybe kind of Claudia's, like, Valley Girl inflection and accent and stuff would maybe drive me a little bit crazy. It does not.
No. I think it adds to it.
It adds to it.
Yes.
She's so funny. And they do have a lot of sister inside jokes, but then also Toast inside jokes.
Yes.
And so I definitely felt like, am I even going to be part of the crew? But, so I'm telling Kristen all this. I'm like, I think I'm enjoying them. But I was like very adamant, like, but I'm not downloading. I'm not anything with that. I'm just giving it a shot. Well, on the way to Montreal and on the way back, I listened to like 50 episodes.
I mean, you must have. That's so many hours in the car.
Which was only 10 weeks of it because they do a daily release.
Right.
But I did have plenty of time in the car. And so I listened to so many of their episodes. By the end of it, I've subscribed to their Patreon.
Yes, that's right.
So following, downloading, subscribing, the whole thing.
Patreon.
Then I went a step further, and I am so cheap. I subscribed to their Patreon because I had to see a Get Ready With Me.
Yeah,
they were talking about.
You wanted to see more behind the scenes, and I love that.
I did. So I I am very much into them. Do I agree with everything that they say? No.
Yeah.
I don't feel that way about anybody. I listened to Danny Pellegrino talk about Bravo, and there are things he says that maybe I don't agree with.
Correct.
When it comes to a housewife or whatever.
Yes.
So that's not what it's about for me. I do like a lot of what they have to say, though.
Yeah.
A lot.
A lot,
More
a
than
lot.
a lot of these other podcasters out there who I'm like, I don't get
No.
you at all.
No.
But these girls, I do. I really, really do.
I just want to
And
feel entertained.
I'm so entertained by them.
And that is what it is for me with them, with Danny, with Heather, where I feel like I'm in the room with this person. We are laughing. If someone's getting me to laugh out loud.
Laugh out loud.
Whoo, you've won me.
Won me over.
If I'm laughing out loud, we're done.
I'm laughing out loud so much to what they're saying. These girls are great at what they do. You can tell that they love each other as sisters.
Yeah.
So they're living together in the Hamptons this summer and doing a swirly summer.
Yes.
And so they're living together. They're recording every day together. Claudia's helping Jackie with her kids.
Yes.
You know, the dogs are in and out, the husbands, and they love Bravo. And there's so many things to connect with them about being women and, you know, moms and sisters and all the things that I think that we can gravitate towards.
Yes.
But they're also just very good businesswomen.
They're very good businesswomen.
Very good.
But what I did say to Miranda as we were discussing some of this when we got in here into this new beautiful podcast room
Stunning.
is that these are people who have been doing this a long time. And I think it's really easy. I think in any industry any of y'all are trying to get into.
Yeah.
The comparison game is hard. And you just say, gosh, I'm not to that level, or I'm not doing the thing yet. Okay, we've been doing this a year and a half.
Yeah.
Compared to Heather, who's been doing it 7-8 years,
Yes.
or the Toast Girlies, or whoever, they've been in it a long time.
time.
So do I feel we have the raw chicken talent to bring it home for you all? Raw chicken.
Way to bring it home.
That's what we are.
We are the raw chicken
are-
of the world. They are the cooked filet. All right. They are the perfectly cooked seared filet.
We let them cook, as the youth are saying.
And we do. We let them cook.
We let them cook.
They're cooked.
And so we're going to cook soon, but
Yeah.
I'm okay being the raw chicken on the countertop
I
because the possibilities are endless. Hey, kid, what we doing? We doing Speedies?
Yeah.
We doing
I made Speedies 2 days ago.
We
Speaking
doing
of raw
just a
chicken.
quick, let's say a Dale's marinade? Are we just doing a salt and pepper? Y'all don't know, and neither do we. But the
Neither do
point,
we.
But the point is, the possibilities are endless, and I'm okay with that. It's been a year and a half.
Yes.
We're making our way. We're making our way downtown, walking
Going
fast,
fast,
faces
faces
past, and
past,
I'm
and
homebound. Okay?
homebound.
That's the Carlton.
I slurred that entire thing. I knew the words. I slurred the whole thing. Listen back. Just go back 15 seconds and be like, did she enunciate any of those words? No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
It's because your brain knew the lyrics.
Yeah.
Just your mouth was trying to catch up.
Face the person, like that. Listen back, I swear it. So good. It's so good. Can I give you a chicken story while we're on it? And then I
Yes.
swear we'll get off chicken.
Yeah, let's
But
do
just
it.
to make you feel a little bit better about this. So the other day I was like, I'm going to make Speedies. I have like one of those ninja things, and it does grill, air fry, bake, all that. So I put it on the grill option. Okay, anyway, let me back up. So I cut up my chicken. I put my Speedies marinade on it.
Yeah.
I put it in a Tupperware container, and I put it in the fridge. Well, I don't think of this until the next night.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, I want to cook those. I'm going to skewer them. I'm going to put them in the Ninja Grill thing, and then I'll have them for the rest of the week to eat. Kind of like a meal prep. Who is she?
I know, my God.
I don't know what came over me, but I just did it.
I love that.
Okay. So I pull out the chicken in the Tupperware. I put it on the counter, and I'm like, I will come back to this in 5 minutes.
Okay. Oh, you didn't.
I was going to go to bed. I was about to go to bed. I'm doing my last lap through the house, and I see that Tupperware of chicken on my counter next to the Ninja Grill, next to the skewers. I mean, I had it all right there.
How many hours had passed?
4 or 5.
Ooh,
4 or 5
okay.
hours had passed.
So it's pushing.
Well, now I'm tired. There's no way I'm going to skewer these up and grill them.
No.
So I put them back in the fridge.
I think that's okay.
And then the next day I pull it back out. And that's when I decide to grill them. I've eaten that chicken these last few days.
And you've been fine.
Absolutely fine. Okay. So my point being, should raw chicken be sitting out for 5 hours on your counter at room temp? No. No, it shouldn't. Especially after it's been fridged and the whole thing. Like to move meat, like freezer, fridge, counter, fridge, freezer.
Yes.
We don't typically want to do too much of that. But I was just like, you know what? These will be fine. And I was willing to risk it. And again, thought a clear out, even if this hurts my tummy, I'll just do a little diarrhea clear out. And it didn't. And it was great. So all that to say, relax on the chicken a little.
Okay.
Be safe, be clean, use your plastic, make sure you're cooking it all the way through. But I don't think we need to be maniacal about the salmonella. Their PR team just did an incredible job.
Gosh.
Or Clorox's. I don't know. And maybe they tag team together. Maybe the Salmonella Corporation went to Clorox.
Is there a Salmonella Corporation?
I guarantee you there is. I guarantee you there is.
It's more big pharma. That's what it is.
And it very well could be that. But
Yeah.
I'm telling you, somewhere along the way, we all know it. Follow the money, see where it goes.
Yep.
Salmonella said something to Clorox. Clorox said something to Salmonella. I don't know. And that's how they got in our brains and seeped into our conscious 30 years later.
Correct.
We're talking.
Correct.
Okay?
It's just like the incredible edible egg.
Mm-hmm.
I love eggs. From my head down to my legs. I love eggs. So there was an egg
I
campaign.
do love, this is sounding familiar.
Yeah.
I love eggs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was just an ad for eggs. Not a specific egg, just eggs.
Why did they have to have that? Because before that, the Food and Drug Administration tried to convince us that eggs caused high cholesterol.
And we know that that's not true.
We know that that's not true.
Yeah.
But again, fantastic PR. Cholesterol had a fantastic PR campaign.
Yes.
Saying eggs are the worst. Don't eat eggs. And then we finally realized that they're not the worst. So then eggs has to put out a thing.
Yes.
Just like milk has to put out
Milk,
a thing.
got
Just
milk.
We're not talking about a brand. Just milk.
Just milk. Put the milk mustache on Jennifer Aniston. Let her go into the wild. People are going to be buying milk left and right.
But
along
what
with those
have we
hats that she
told
wears.
y'all? What have we told y'all? There's always an agenda. There's always an agenda. And if that agenda keeps moving and changing, if we're told eggs are the worst, now eggs are the best, and then how are we supposed to trust anything as the one big savior?
I can't
How
trust.
are we, besides Lord himself?
Yeah, I can't.
Capital L and
L.
H. That's the savior, but it's not this food or that food or not this one or not this one or the keto or the animal or the.
Correct.
It's always changing. It's always changing, and it's been doing this since millennia, I guess.
Yes.
And we're just hearing more about it because of stupid social media and TV
know.
and campaigns and money and everything else. And what is true and what is false, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm telling y'all, like I said on that reel, I'm just at a point where I'm like, just try to eat clean.
Yeah.
That's it. Whatever it is.
Less processed food.
Don't stress about, oh, it's a carb. It's a this, it's a that. Just try to eat clean. I'm trying to eat like Ballerina Farm.
Yeah.
I'm trying to milk a cow
Ooh.
straight into my mouth. We'll be talking about Ballerina Farm.
Okay.
Speaking of our predictions, y'all know every time we bring somebody up on this podcast, we talk about something, we bring it to you first.
Yep.
And then what? 4 months later, there's a big scandal about that particular person. How does this keep happening?
I don't know, but
Someone is listening to
Yeah.
this podcast and they're like, hey, we should do a deep dive onto that thing.
it's the only logical explanation is
It
that
is.
we have a mole.
We have a
We
mole.
have a mole. And all I'm saying to that mole is this. Clue us in.
Clue us in.
Let a little 10%. Okay?
Sponsor us.
I don't know. Sponsors, do something. But stop listening and then siphoning all of our content. And that would be cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So listen, this is a to be continued. We will be discussing Ballerina Farm
Next
amongst
episode.
other things next episode because I have a long list.
Oh, I bet you do. Because it's been weeks.
It's been weeks.
We've seen each other, thank
We've
God.
seen each other, but we've
Well,
been
we
in
can't
the,
talk.
We've been in the Olympics. We've been there's a lot going on.
We're in group settings. So
Woo.
there's no time to just chit chat.
chit chat. And it's almost like I don't want to because I want to talk about it on here. So
You're
basically,
welcome.
We can't be friends anymore.
Thanks.
We can take-